a fundamental level, what ABLE does is, operational approach to equity, but a big part of that is helping schools develop what are called master schedules that are more equitable and drive more excellence in their students. The master schedule is what that process determines what courses are offered, who teaches what, how students are grouped, all of the decisions pretty much that are made outside the classroom that impact the potential, the opportunity and success of the student. It's a critical function. And under the COVID world, that has so insane because normally schools begin in January, maybe March, developing these master schedules for the next year. But in March of this year, they were like, whoa, everything's out. And so suddenly they're in a world of not only having to do in a very short amount of time what they normally do in 6 to 9 months, but they have to do multiple ones because we don't know, are kids all coming back to school? Are they going to be hybrid? We're probably going to switch. And so we need to be able to have an eye on what that is. And we have new constraints, not just the old ones, but how many students is each student in contact with? How do we decide how to group these students together, especially if it's hybrid and some are coming in and some are not? And so our work is sort of in two pieces. One is the reimagining school piece, of which there's a lot of interest today because they're recognizing this as an opportunity. And the other is the sort of equity and operational piece, which is whether you're reimagining or not, you have to come back in a way that is going to not just maximize the excellence, but also the equity piece of that. And dealing with, but I think this is a real opportunity because I said earlier about how parents are rationally making decisions to benefit their kids, and yet that can often have a negative consequences. COVID provides the best excuse for a district leader to say, you know what, I know that we've offered French 5 for whatever, but like those 6 kids that had that, we need that teacher to teach English right now and to remediate because we have students who are falling behind. I also think one of the most dramatic changes we're going to see this year is many, if not most districts are not going to do standardized testing this year, the traditional type of standardized testing. And there's so many good and bad directions that can go. A lot of the people who push for standardized testing were the people who really cared about equity because they wanted to measure the inequity. That's a very noble reason. But we also know that standardized testing creates perverse incentives. And so there's all these ways in which school has an opportunity to rewrite. And what we're trying to do is, if one way our work has really changed is we've become a bit more consultative heavy because there was no way to productize that quickly the challenges that they're facing. And so we're relying on the fact that we can work more closely with our customers to learn through these challenges and productize them as we go. And we're holding less precious the like, it has to all be SaaS revenue and we should never, that kind of thing, which is really hard to do as a startup. And in many ways, I think that speaks to one of those tensions between social enterprise and enterprise.